Hi all, today we are going to learn about how to do the mini exercises from Python, and we are starting our Python series part 3. So let's see what are those mini exercises that we can learn today. So I'll be teaching a basic problem in two different types. So one is by directly using the variables concept that we recently learned in the previous series, and the second model is teaching you a new topic which is called inputs. So let's get into Replit. So I'm making a new Replit again. So Python, and it's Python series part 3. Let's create. The exercises I'm planning to do today right now is first of all adding two numbers. So if you want to add two numbers, clearly we need to assign two variables and values to it. So I'm calling my variable as number 1, and I'm trying to store a random number, let's say 5, and I'm taking another variable num2, and making sure that I store another variable value which is maybe 6. So what are we expecting out of this? I want my Python to add the sum of these and give me the answer. As we all know, 6 plus 5 is going to be 11, so I'm expecting 11 in the output. So how do I do that? Take another variable, let's say answer equal. I'm adding what are the two variables? Number 1 and number 2. So you feel Python is like, trust me, it's one of the simplest language, and most of the logics feels like basic maths, right? So now let's try to print the answer. So as we are expecting, it should result in 11. Perfect. But the only problem here is these numbers here are fixed. Suppose if I want to use this problem for a different set of numbers, this answer will not be suitable. So what I do is I'm going to teach you this input topic. What is this user input? So you will ask the user what are the numbers they want to add. So let's say I want to take from user, what do I do? You can clearly see 5 and 6 numbers. This comes under which data types? Like we learned last series, it's going to be integers. So I'm going to say int. It's again a function from Python. I'm using the brackets. I'm taking input from user, and I'm doing the same thing here. So what happens now? I'm going to run the code. You can see that the console is blank. The moment you see this, everybody gets confused thinking, what am I supposed to do now? So they're basically asking you input. So I can say 5 and 6 and it'll result in 11. But the moment you run this, there is no instructions, so it's going to be a little confusing. So how to avoid this problem? You can just come here and tell them some instructions. Let's say enter number 1, or we can say enter first number, right? And then we say enter second number. See? Now the moment I run the code, enter first number, let's say I got instruction, so I enter 5, give a enter. It asks me the second number, which is 6, and which will result in 11. For better understanding, what we can do is you can just come here and add a little more content. Say like the sum of about two numbers is. And you can see that this instruction which I added is always in quotations, because any string or sentence or word I'm trying to use in Python has to stay in quotes. If we do not do quotes, Python thinks like a variable, and if it's not a variable, it will end up being an error. So now I have done this, and this variable is separate. So I need to separate them using a comma, or you can even use an addition symbol. But comma is more simple because it creates the space by default. Now let's see how the program looks like in a perfect way. So 5, 5. The sum of about two numbers is 10, which is like a proper way of representing. So this is just integer inputs, just like we have learned different data types like float, strings. We'll be learning more about these inputs. So here int means integers, only numbers are accepted. So if you're trying to do a float value, let's say 2.5, this will not accept. So how to deal with float? Is there a way where we can do numbers and decimals together? And how about strings? How to use string inputs? All this we'll be learning in Python series part 2. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to my tech zone. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.